Welcome to Monday Night Rants on the Better Sports Network. What is going on, everybody? Uh-oh, somebody has a case of the Mondays. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And, well, Bob's your uncle. Rants on the Street with Thomas Stevens. Shout out to my producer, Tyler Soto. Boom. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Tuesday Night Rants on the Better Sports Network. That's right, a special, and I mean special, Tuesday edition of Monday Night Rants. I hope everybody voted today. I got my voted sticker right here because I voted. It is also election day here. So a lot of fun we're going to have tonight, of course. We're doing things a little bit differently tonight since it is a special Tuesday edition. Going to bring in Heavy T a little early. He's going to do rant lines with me so he could rant along with a lot of the things that I normally rant about. Thomas Stevens is finally back from his 2-week hiatus to do rants on the street. And the last 20 minutes is going to be an in-depth look at Heavy T's newest feature of the inept franchises. That's right, the one we've all been waiting for, the Cleveland Browns. That is going to be a lot of fun. So welcome to the special Tuesday edition of Monday Night Rants. Let's bring in the man, the myth, the legend, the real-life Lotso himself, who is fuming right now. Fuming! Behind the scenes, Tyler Heavy T. Soto. What's going on, man?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of pissed off, but it's my own fault. So, long story short, so you hit me up about 50 minutes ago, asking me like, "Hey, can you hop on? I gotta check some stuff." I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Going through my backpack, realized I forgot my laptop charger at work. Cool. Okay, off to a great start. Well, you know what? That's fine. I'll just run over to Staples or I'll run over to Office Depot. There's one about 3 miles down the street, and I'll go grab one. Walk in. Hey, where are your laptop chargers at? Oh, we don't have any right now. The hell do you mean you don't have any right now? What? And he's like, well, you know what? There's a Staples about 2 miles down the road. Cool. Peace. Hop out, get in my car, zoom over, probably almost ran over a child. I do not know. And I pull into Staples. Hey, where are your laptop chargers? Oh, they'd be on aisle 5. Cool. Go over to aisle 5. There's none.
You know,
none. What? How are you still in business? This is why you couldn't retain the naming rights to Staples Center. You are dying. Your business is dying. What are you doing here? And to make it even worse, I saw the prices. If they had a laptop charger, it would have been $50. Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. Whatever, you know. I go on Amazon real quick because I'm going to need one for during the week because I don't go back to work until Sunday. So I'm going to need a charger during the week. I go on Amazon. The charger I need, $10.
Did you buy
it? $10. And I'll have it by tomorrow.
You know,
office stores are dead to me.
I hate to break this to you, but there's this thing called the telephone. And before you went on this mighty quest with an hour until showtime, you could have just called and asked if they had a charger.
See, I would have. But I also know that Staples and Office Depot are dying so much that it's 2 or 3 employees working at a time. And one of them is probably being the cashier. One of them is probably a newbie, doesn't know what they're doing. And the other one is helping 73-year-old Bertha with the printing machine. She has no idea what the hell she's doing. So I'm fuming right now, dude. I'm so mad.
I like this. I do like the new backdrop you are rocking.
Yeah, so that's the other thing too. So my computer's dead. So I can't do the show in my room anymore. And I'm like, crap. I have to pray that my dad's Mac has a good enough camera. So I'm in my parents' bedroom right now.
You're a little off-centered, and there's a good view of, what is that, a penguin?
There's a penguin, there's a Winnie the Pooh, and those are my mom's. I'm furious.
I see
right
a
now.
Captain America shield, I think, back there.
Yeah,
too.
that's a pillow. My mom's a big Captain America person, but yeah, no, dude.
All right,
and the
like
painting of whatever this French location is.
Dude,
like,
I like your mom's style. I'm not gonna lie. Nice.
The color's nice. I'm not gonna lie. I like the brown color, but that's about it. I'm so, and like I said, it's my fault, but I'm pissed. I'm so mad.
All right.
So mad.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. A special Tuesday night edition of Monday Night Rants.
Yeah, didn't even get to that.
Heavy T's parents' room.
Yeah.
Well, have you seen Dune 2 yet?
I have not even seen Dune 1. I never saw it.
What?
Yeah.
You are one pathetic loser.
That's on me because it's this great movie or whatever. Like, I follow a bunch of movie guys on Twitter, and they're all saying the same thing. It's a masterpiece. It's perfect. Yep. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll have to watch the first one, and then I'll watch the second one.
You should.
It's
pretty honestly, much one long movie anyways. So
I couldn't even tell you what it's about. I have no idea.
Think of Game of Thrones, but with spices. Game of Spices.
Gotta be honest, I never really saw Game of Thrones either.
Okay, we're moving on. All right. Jeez.
Yeah, it's
what
a rough night.
Well, you're gonna like this because we do have something that you actually do watch in wrestling coming here on the Rant Lines.
Yeah.
So, and I have my thoughts on it too. I want to share with you and talk to the people. So, without further ado, Heavy T, let's do the first ever edition of Rant Lines with myself and Tyler Heavy T Soto. And I got a special new design here too because it's the split screen. This is going to be great. Speaking of wrestling, when I was a kid, when I was a young old lad watching wrestling, my favorite wrestler was Sting. When I was into it when I was young, I remember when he first used to put on the crow makeup and be in the rafters with his black bat and come down into the ring, and he was fighting Hulk Hogan and whatever his gang that he had for a while.
NWO and all those dudes.
Yeah. And Sting was a legend, man. He's been a legend for a long time. So I was like, I'm going to check out this AEW pay-per-view event. I'm not going to lie, what Tony Khan is doing over there is pretty good. I've watched a few of the most recent WWE ones, and they felt a little cheesy and corny to me. And maybe I just saw the greatest AEW event of all time, and that's why. But I actually liked it. I thought it wasn't as cheesy. There was some cool wrestling maneuvers. I really liked Darby Allin jumping off the ladder from the ring through the glass.
I don't even know what to say about that. I saw that on Twitter. That was insane.
Yeah.
So just to be clarify, I guess I should say, I did not see the pay-per-view. I was working, so I wasn't able to catch it. I was seeing highlights on Twitter and everything. That Darby Allin spot was insane.
It was crazy. Yeah, he's crazy.
I don't know.
Well, when you get an ex-professional skateboarder doing wrestling, he's going to do stuff like that, So
yeah,
it was good, man. I'm not going to lie. I really liked everything about it. And I'm probably going to watch this week's on TNT or whatever just to kind of go too. And the way that they sent out Sting, I thought was amazing. I didn't like the fact that they cut off his speech at the end.
Yeah, I found out about that. The reason that they had cut it off is very simply they ran over the allotted pay-per-view time. So I guess you have like a certain amount of time, even if it is pay-per-view, and they just ran out. But they did. But Tony Khan
did the right thing right away. He uploaded the whole thing to YouTube, and it was just great. And you could tell he was energized because he's old. And he was energized. There was a couple of times where I'm like, oh, man, he's too old for this. But he did it. He got thrown through glass, too. They brought Ric Flair in the ring.
Of course
it was awesome, man. From a kid who hasn't watched a lot of wrestling and loved it when he was a kid and Sting was his favorite, it was really, really fun to watch. So shout out to AEW for doing that and Tony Khan and everything. And I look forward to see more. Oh, you got something you want to share?
Yeah, nice little meme for Sting. Let me throw this up real quick.
Go for it.
Let me go ahead and get rid of this so the people can see.
Get rid of Sting.
Yep. There you go. 17 members, and then stick with the Raptors in his baseball bat. I've seen this meme several times, and whenever I see it, I can't not like it. I always have to like it. It's incredibly hilarious. Sting is forever a legend, man. Just forever.
I love it. Well, we say goodbye to one legend, Heavy T, but we welcome a new one. Introducing my new hero, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, baby.
Yep,
Shout out Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I did hear about this kid.
Okay. Indiana State has not really been relevant in college basketball since the Larry Bird era, right? Mm-hmm. A long time ago when he was going head-to-head with Michigan State and Magic Johnson in college. Well, Indiana State, ranked in the AP poll, they're probably going to win and go to the NCAA tournament. So we're going to be able to see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the NCAA tournament. I'm excited. Now, this guy does not look like how he plays. When you watch him play against Evansville just a week ago, 35 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 58% shooting from the field. He has the goggles on. He has goofy tattoos. He has a goofy smile, and he plays basketball with a passion that is amazing. So I really hope Indiana State can pull it off because they got to win their tournament, I believe, which I think they should. They're the number 1 seed in the tournament.
They were ranked earlier this year, the bottom tier, like 24.
I think they're still there now, or just off the cut. But yeah, no, they're a really good team, who should make the tournament. And I'm looking forward to some Kareem action, baby. Give me some Kareem, the new legend we all didn't know we needed.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to share this with you real quick. I don't know if you saw this, but obviously the most famous basketball player to go to Indiana State was Larry Bird.
Correct.
So because of that, Indiana State and some apparel company had themselves a little photo shoot.
Uh-oh.
And here we go.
No. Oh, no! I have not seen this. Wow.
I'm actually very surprised you haven't seen this. So,
Kareem. Yeah. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar does it again. Look at that with the Larry Bird shush. Oh, that is fantastic, dude.
It's the shush, but also the fact that they get the hand like quiet down. Yeah. Quiet down. Like, dude, let me just expand a little bit. My dude is killing it.
Kareem,
this man,
killing.
Hey, and this jacket is
sick.
Clean.
I'd rock that. I've know nothing about Indiana State except for Larry Bird and now Kareem, but I would wear that jacket. It's pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, this man is absolutely killing it right now.
He's a hero. He's a hero, Heavy T.
He's the hero that Indiana needs.
He's an absolute hero. Well, let's talk about. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. The NFL Combine was over the weekend, end of last weekend, and a certain someone did something that was pretty legendary. And that was Xavier Worthy from your University of Texas, breaking the record for top 40 time of all time in 4.21 seconds. 0.28 was the second. And that was Nate Wiggins. So the wide receiver out of Texas, Xavier Worthy, breaking the record. He looked like Usain Bolt after he crossed the line, saw his time, and started running around. It was cool to see. Overall, I thought the Combine was pretty good this year. We had a lot of records, close records being broken. We had some really big guys running really fast, which is crazy.
Yeah, I did see that.
We had running backs like Isaac Garriendo from Louisville running fast. Brian Thomas Jr. looking like maybe he should be drafted in the first round, which I wasn't really on him, to be honest. I was on Neighbors, but not him. And then Quinyon Mitchell at Toledo, who a lot of people had him in the first round, the cornerback. And I was like, I don't know. So in my mock draft on Monday Night Rants, I put him at the very end, but I'm going to move him up a little bit. He had a really good combine. He's out of Toledo, so obviously you don't really know, right? You have game film on him, but he's not playing high quality stats, but he really showed out there. I think he went up 10 spots in my rankings and probably more. Did you catch any of the combine or anything that
I didn't really to be perfectly honest. I don't pay attention to the combine as probably much as I should have. I think because most of these guys opt out, I pay more attention to the pro days now a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah, so like speaking of, I don't think Caleb Williams did anything.
I think
he's cool. Good for him. Yeah, no, I know he's saving everything for the pro day. But one name besides Worthy, which by the way, I know I've been saying it before, like, hey, you can be as fast as all you want, but how's your footwork? How's your hands? I actually really like Worthy. I saw him play a couple games at Texas. He's pretty good. So hopefully it works out for him. But another guy that just kind of blew up my Twitter, everyone was talking about Joe Milton. That guy can just fire it, apparently. I think they said his pass speed, I think, was like 62 miles an hour, something like that. And he's a big dude. Like, he's just slinging it. So
he lost. Remember, he lost all of his receivers for Tennessee this last year. They all went to the NFL draft. He didn't have a lot of people he was throwing to it, and he still had a solid year despite not having the offense that they had the year before. So
honestly, I'm not. Nobody quote me on this. Like, let's just make that very clear. Nobody quote me on this.
Everybody quote this right now, please. Thank you.
He could be very much a sleeper quarterback that's taken in the third round, second or third. Yeah, and he ends up doing really well. So
they happen.
And you know what? To be perfectly honest, I'm not all excited about this quarterback class at all, really. I mean, there's Caleb Williams, who, I'm going to be honest, being a USC fan, I've watched a lot of his games. I have some doubts. I think he's going to be good, but I think what people are putting him up to, like, oh, he's going to be the next big thing. I'm like, okay, let's calm down a little bit. Also, while we're on that topic, stop using the term generational so often.
Every year.
Use it all the time. They're not generational.
Every year there's a generational talent.
Yeah,
By now, all 32 teams should have a generational talent.
Yeah, every single year. This guy's a generational talent. Stop saying that. So that strikes a nerve. So there's that. But also, Drake May, JJ. I don't know why people are so in on JJ McCarthy.
He's the name that's blown up.
I don't get it.
There's always that one guy every year who just
I don't get it, and I know,
and then bombs in the NFL too.
I know Michigan was a very much run first team,
very offensive line heavy, run heavy.
Yeah,
team.
And he didn't pass all that much, but even when he did, it was like whatever. I mean, he's like.
Would you rather have Michael Penix Jr. or JJ McCarthy? Did you see the spirals of Penix that he was throwing at the combine? They were beautiful. I'd rather have Penix. I'd rather have Bo Nix.
Okay. I don't know if I go that far.
The only thing with JJ McCarthy is he's 2-3 years younger than those guys. So there's that.
I mean, yeah, I would not touch Bo Nix at all.
Yeah, he's gonna be like a clipboard Jesus future offensive coordinator.
I like Penix.
Whoa, hello. What?
Yeah, Michael
Penix.
Penix, whatever. I
Not Penix.
I like. I'm iffy on Jaden Daniels. I'm like 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
He's Lamar Jackson light in my eyes.
I need to see more.
Maybe a little better arm and not quite as fast, but he's kind of reminds me of Lamar Jackson in a way.
I think, honestly, if you're New England, it's either Caleb Williams or Penix. Those are the only two you go after. If you get neither one of those guys, don't draft a quarterback. I don't feel confident about anybody else. I think Drake May is going to end up being a massive bust, honestly.
I know. I saw the ESPN comp that they do every year for these, and they had him comped as Justin Herbert, and I was like,
oh, no, stop that.
I'm like, you are so high, ESPN. They had Aaron Rodgers for Caleb Williams, Justin Herbert for Drake May, and Lamar Jackson for Jane.
They have to say these things because they have Monday Night Football. They have to give people a reason to tune in. Drake May, Justin Herbert. Are you on crack?
Not even
like close. Stop, dude.
Even Aaron Rodgers to Caleb Williams is not.
I look at Drake May. You know what I see? In all honesty, I see someone like. Oh God, the pains me to say. I see someone like Desmond Ridder. Honestly, at best. Derek Carr, and that's not good.
Whoa! That's not good at all.
No.
Did you who was the quarterback that showed up and had like a dad bod and a beer belly? Was it Spencer Rattler? Did you see any of that?
That dude is still there. Shocking.
He ran a super slow 40. He had like a belly. I'm like, what the hell is he doing at the combine? Like, I think me trying out. It was crazy.
He probably knows that his dream is just done.
Well, remember, he was like a huge prospect at a high school.
So that's the thing I was just going to mention. So before everybody knew who Caleb Williams was, because Williams took over for Rattler at Oklahoma. Rattler going into, I think, the 2022 season, surefire #1 overall pick, surefire Heisman candidate, and he sucked. He was awful. So, and I don't know if he just got the yips or if he's just never been that good. But
Yeah,
man,
maybe
no,
he just
the
maybe the
career's over.
pressure or the lights were just too much for him, you know?
Yeah, I
But,
mean, it's possible.
he's definitely not in shape, that's for sure.
Yeah, and there's one other quarterback I don't like all that much either. What's his name? Sam Hartman. I remember the best
Oh,
comparison
yeah.
or the best thing I saw about Sam Hartman was when he was at the Senior Bowl, he did not look good. And a great follow if you don't follow him for college football, but Thor Nystrom, amazing
Oh, yeah,
follow.
he's great.
Yeah. So he put on Twitter the best advice he can give to Sam Hartman is to start his broadcast career immediately because it's over. Just stop. So yeah, man, just Rattler, Hartman, just let it go, guys. It's over.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a good picture here that could explain kind of what I'm talking about. But if you give it a goog, he definitely has a little bit of a.
The fact that you can't find it means that he's trying to scrub his history.
No,
yeah.
There's a few there, but I'm trying to find a way to make it so it looks good. So, but yeah, no, it's he'll probably be drafted 6th, 7th round, right? He'll be a backup. He'll make it, just because of the pedigree. But yeah, he did not look in shape and did not look ready for this.
It's white to Marcus Russell from what you're making him out to be.
Man, sipping on some scissor. I was going to rant about people that complain about long drafts who are in long drafts that complain that everybody takes too long, even though they're in a long draft. But I'm going to skip that for today. That was a little close to home because people in my great fantasy baseball invitational league are complaining that some people are taking too long. And even though their average is like an hour, but they're 4-hour drafts, right? There's a reason why they're 4-hour drafts, people. People are on the West Coast. People are on the East Coast. People are working. People have things to do. People have kids. People to complain about that they're not going fast enough, and you want to be Mr. Look at me, I'm 4 minutes a draft. Then don't do the Great Baseball Invitational. Go do a best ball fast draft and stop complaining. Jesus Christ, people. I did it anyways.
I do have one small thing I want to rant about. So okay, I'm going to share my screen one more time.
Okay, well, and, I just ruined the next rant line. I ruined it.
Oh. preview. So I will show you real quick because I don't know if you saw this, but the A's have shared what their new stadium in Vegas.
Yeah, it looks like an astronaut helmet.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice. So it's interesting. Like, you got this big dome thing. I thought the interesting thing, that's actually a beautiful view right there in Vegas.
Yeah.
But I thought the Jumbotron just being kind of on the side of the dome, I thought was an interesting.
It's kind of cool.
Little tidbit. So you're like, oh, okay, this looks nice. No. Nope. Because zoom in on that. What in the hell is that?
What is that?
What do you mean the Angels are down 6-0 to the Vegas A's? Just what the F is this? 0-0-0-0.
That's a big FU from whatever.
Yeah,
Oakland,
that's
LA,
a big.
Utah,
I even put like in the caption like, "Hey yo, WTF? 6-0 A's in the 4th inning against the Angels."
Shout out to your starter though. Started strong.
Can't get no respect just ever, dude. I hate it here so much.
I love it. Shall we talk about? I don't know where Thomas Stevens is. He's late. He's late on Tuesday.
No, it's all good. But yeah, no. Go ahead and put up the rant line that we were gonna mention.
Last one. This came out yesterday, so I'm glad we actually got an extra day here because I got a lot to say about this. I'm sure you do too, and apparently your dog as well.
Yep.
You can't beat me. That's right. Arch Manning. The good news is that these rant line images cover up like some of the stuffed animals, so it's not so bad. You can't beat me. Arch Manning yesterday said, hey, I don't want to be a part of what everybody is talking about, what everybody's been waiting for forever, EA college football. I'm waiting for this game. You're waiting for this game. Over 10,000 players opted in the game for their $600 and their free copy of the game. And Arch Manning said, nope. I don't want to be a part of it. Now, it did come out today that the reason why he didn't want to be a part of it is because he's not the starter. And he said next year, if he's the number one and the guy for Texas, he'll probably do it. Heavy T, is that an excuse? Or just something else going on?
It's... I kind of have to respect it because you're like, well, if I'm not starting, I don't want to be in it. And I kind of get it. Quinn Ewers is going to be the starter. So I kind of get it. It still kind of sucks, but there's going to be plenty of other big names to play with. You're going to be able to play with Shador and Travis Hunter at Colorado. You're going to be able to play with whoever the next big thing is over at USC. You're going to be able to defend the title against Michigan. You know, it's fine. I get it. It's fine. However, the best tweet I saw about that was that the Manning family saw that he was a 71 overall and they said, nope, not our boy. I'm like, all right, that's pretty good. So that could also be a reason, like, nope, if he ain't anything above an 80, we're not in the game.
Okay. He's in the family of legends. This is a game everyone's excited about. Texas is a huge college with a ton of fans. And a lot of people will want to play Dynasty mode and be him this year. I just think it's kind of stupid or shitty to do to the fans of Texas, and let them be you. Let them raise up your stats. Let them control their own dynasty, like what is fun to do with college football.
Yeah.
Yay. And it just seems kind of, almost privileged and I'm not a starter yet, so I don't want to be on EA Sports College. Shut up, dude.
He may be holding out to be on the cover. That's possible. I mean, I don't.
Do you see this face? Do you see this face right here?
That's a face of confrontation, and he also looks like, I'm going to be dead honest, he looks like he hasn't got much sleep either.
He always looks. None of the Mannings look like they ever get enough sleep.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. Especially Eli. My goodness. Yeah. But no,
I don't think Eli Manning blinks at all. Ever.
So you mentioned something, and that something is that I totally forgot what I was going to say right now. It just escaped my mind.
Could you just look into his eyes?
Yeah, it's just gazed into those eyes, man.
Those sleepy eyes.
There's nothing there. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I gazed back into him, and all of a sudden I remember. I don't know what that says about me as a person. So, you mentioned that people want to play Dynasty mode. People want to play as him and play as Texas and get him to the chip. If you're playing as Texas in Dynasty mode, that tells me all I need to know about you as a person. And that's that you're no fun. Okay? If you're picking a school in Texas to take to the chip, what's wrong with Texas State? What's wrong with North Texas? Okay. What's wrong with all these smaller schools?
You create your own character and you build smaller schools up, baby.
Yeah, exactly. You want to know what I did? I made an offensive coordinator, head coach Toby Tonka. He was amazing, right? Big old dude, big old suit, tiny ass glasses. It was the funniest thing, right? So Toby Tonka made him an OC, gets hired by the University of Buffalo, spent 2 years there. Gets hired as the head coach at the University of Hawaii. Took him to the chip. Immediately gets hired by Houston right after. Back-to-back champs over at Houston, dude. That's how you play the game. If you're picking Georgia, Alabama, Michigan, no, you know what I want to see you play as? I need to see you play as Alabama Birmingham, okay? I need to see you take that school to the chip.
What are they, the Dragons? They're the Dragons.
Yeah, there you go. That's actually they got a pretty dope logo. I'm not gonna lie.
When I was a kid, I was just always Fresno State here, keeping it local. Fresno State.
Fresno State's a great choice.
Taking them to the ship, and that's when we were in the WAC. Remember the WAC? They still have the WAC, but it's WAC.
Yeah, and
you know what I'm saying.
I'm trying to think like another team I could pick. Let's go Central Michigan Chippewas. Let's go.
Yeah,
baby. Gonna have a 10-year dynasty, winning it all.
Yeah,
just have fun with it, dude. Don't pick. The funny thing is, there was only one major school where if I was hired by them in the game, I would have went to that school. And that would have been the University of Miami to take them to their former glory. Because I think that would have been fun. But other than that, dude, honestly, bro, I'm out here trying to get hired by Vanderbilt. And we're going to take them on a 20-year run.
Do it.
Let's go.
Shout out
Purdue Boilermakers. What's
Cutler.
Up, baby? Like just Eastern Michigan. Let's get it going, dude. University of Akron. Let's make it happen, dude. Let's make it 10-year run. Let's make it happen.
I can't wait till this game comes out because you know me and you are going to be on with the headphones on at night, like with Akron versus Miami of Ohio.
Bro, I'll tell you what, dude. You know what? I don't even know if they're in the game. We're taking Cal Baptist to the chip, dude. Let's get it going.
Cal Baptist, baby, for the win. Let's go.
CBU, where you at, man?
If you haven't already, when the show is over, you can check out, if you missed any of this week's Rant Lines, we'll watch the show on demand at MondayNightRants.com, plus our picks. Send us your questions, catch up on old shows, just say hello, and read Heavy T's Inept Franchise Series. We got the Bears, we got the Marlins, and tonight we're talking about the Browns. But first, before we talk about the crappy Browns, we must bring on our friend here. I've been playing Where in the World is Thomas Stevens for about 2 weeks now. So let's find out where in the world Thomas Stevens was. I know he had a birthday at one point. I think he lost his voice, which I'm doing right now. At one point, he was probably at Disneyland. That's his favorite thing to do. I saw he did go to the UFC fight.
Oh, it wasn't Anaheim. That's true. It wasn't Anaheim.
So let's bring him on and have a little conversation with our boy, now 22 years old, baby. Jesus. Oh, to be young again. Thomas Stevens. What is going on, Thomas?
How you guys doing?
We are doing good. You're on your phone, I see.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. Something's wrong with the computer, so we're trying to make do. Can you guys hear me okay?
We're having all kinds of computer issues today, man, dude.
Yeah, having keys from his parents' room.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't get a charger, and you're on your phone. It's fine. It's fine. Everything.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah. I think you're a little, I don't know, Heavy T. He looks like he's speaking and then talking, but I think it's working. No?
It's fine. It's a phone. You're gonna get a little delay.
Okay. Well, that laugh was on point there. So here we go. Oh, and he just
So I bet you I think he moved it and he hit the little off button. That'll take it. We had a good thing going, man. You just ruined it.
When we're on Mondays, everything works. We have one Tuesday show 1 week and it all goes to shit.
Yeah, dude. And not me while Thomas is talking. Not me trying to check out what time Staples closes to see if I can possibly go find another charger because I need my laptop now. God, dude.
You can't go into work and get it?
No, I work 35 miles from where I live. So I'm not driving.
Oh.
I'm going to be. And here's the thing, too. So for those of you who don't live in LA, so I live in Whittier, California, east side of LA, going towards Orange County. Okay. My job is Culver City / Santa Monica area, west side. I have to pass through the downtown area, 35 miles through traffic. Ooh. I'm sorry, I'm not going there to get my computer charger and then just come back. I'll pick it up the next time I go in. But in the meantime, I need to get a substitute.
Terrible.
It's terrible. Luckily, I've had good enough hours to where I go in, but I miss morning traffic. And by the time I'm off, evening traffic's pretty much done. So I've been blessed with that. If I have to go in at 8 in the morning, I'm looking at an hour 10 to get there, hour 45 to get home. Brutal.
Ooh, that is
brutal stuff.
Where did Thomas Stevens go? It's like,
I do not know.
He made an appearance for 2 minutes and then said peace, and now we can't even find him.
This man is literally the Homer Simpson gif, where he was it Grandpa Simpson?
He wants
comes into the restaurant. Yeah. Comes into the restauant, takes his hat off, puts it on the rack, does a 360, puts it back on, and just walks out, dude.
That's Thomas Stevens right now.
So that's literally what just happened. That's so funny.
I like how on the show we could have technical difficulties.
We are your efficient show of record. We are your efficiency show.
We are. But we're your funny show of record.
Yeah, I mean, yes, we are funny. I think I'm funny.
You're all right.
I think I'm funny.
All right. I sent him a new link, so we'll see. Until he's returning to the show, you want to preview a little bit of the Browns article on MondayNightRants.com?
Yeah, it's good. There's your preview. It's good. It's a doozy, man. And I'm gonna be honest. When I really start to get into something, I can crank these blogs out real quick, except for a couple spelling errors, grammar, sentence structure.
That's why I'm here, Heavy T.
Yeah, the typical stuff. So I can usually fix those real quick. But a very short version is that I wrote this thing, I kid you not, in 2 hours. I cranked it out because once I kind of get on a roll, I'm like, okay. And I had a friend ask me, do you know all this stuff or do you actually look it up? And I said, honestly, it's probably about 70-30. I know it. And the other stuff I have to look up.
Here's
I
a
had to
little
look up.
preview.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'll say here's a little preview because we got to get Thomas Stevens on your rant on the street, and then we'll get into this.
Yeah.
Thomas Stevens is back. His computer is working. Hopefully, he doesn't leave us again. Hugh Jackson, 2016, 2018. Ha 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 ha. Takes a deep breath. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, Hugh Jackson. That's
I absolutely love your writing style, man. It is so much fun to read. It's a good read. Always a good dump read, as always. And I was chuckling. My wife's like, "What are you laughing at?" And I said, "The Browns."
yeah. The funny thing is that I watch a couple YouTubers fairly frequently, and I think my writing style is I copy a couple things like, hey, I'm gonna take some of what this guy does. I'm gonna take some of what this guy does, some of this, and I'm gonna mix it all together.
That's right.
Along with my wording style, and it comes out the way it does. So like that's kind of how it happened. And I know it's good because I did, being that he is a Cleveland Browns fan, I felt bad sending it to him. But I did send the link over to our friend Garrett Price over at Dynasty Nerds.
Nice.
He did read it,
Mm-hmm.
and he responded. He's like, that was really good and really well thought out.
Yes. Shout out
And
to Dynasty Nerds and Garrett Price, by the way.
Yeah. I'm sure he cried. But yeah, no, it was a fun one to work on. But yeah, we'll get more into that later.
All right. Let's bring Thomas Stevens back on. There he is.
Sorry, you guys. A lot
There
of
you
technical
go.
difficulties going on everywhere.
Hey,
But we got it figured
for
out.
some reason it's technical difficulty Tuesdays. That's what it is here on
glad I'm
Tuesday
not
Night
alone.
Rants. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you can see, Heavy T's working from his parents' room here. Got the yeah, switching up the background a little bit. So Thomas, how was your last 2 weeks, man? You were sick. It was your birthday. You were at a UFC fight. You were
Wait, it was your birthday for real?
Yeah, it was my last Monday. It was my birthday. Yeah.
How old are you?
22.
22.
Oh, okay,
Remember when we
Yeah.
had the meeting of the heads, the Monday Night Rants heads, was right after his 21st birthday, and we got a little.
Okay.
We
I
got
couldn't
Thomas
remember.
a little.
I couldn't remember if it was right after or right before. I was trying to remember, but okay, dude, happy late birthday, dude.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a fun couple weeks. The sick part definitely wasn't fun, but went snowboarding on my birthday. I always loved to snowboard. And the UFC event was absolutely sick. It was really cool seats. Once in a lifetime experience, man, for sure. So
I checked out the stories. It's cool.
Yeah, they were cool, man. It was definitely cool for sure. Well, I wanted Volk to win, so that wasn't that cool. But
I did too. Yeah,
it is what it is, though.
I did too. We had a good one this weekend. That's for sure. I don't know why they didn't have O'Malley. Well, I guess it makes sense. I don't think it's going to be close, but probably talk about that later. But
we actually do have a question about that. We do.
Okay, then I won't say anything.
Yeah,
we'll just jump into it. Heavy T is going to join us for Rant on the Street. So if he wants to yell at anybody as well, he can.
For sure.
So here we are, guys. The three amigos, the Monday Night Rants crew, together again.
Yes, sir.
Shout out
on a Tuesday.
Rants on the Street.
Gotta go on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday, baby.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that to be said.
And actually, we've had a really good viewership tonight. Maybe we should
move it to Tuesdays.
I can't change the name of the brand, though. Jeez.
Just continually cross out Monday and just put Tuesday right
TNR.
Just continually do that. Yeah. I wonder if TuesdayNightRants.com is available. I should probably work on that. All right, man. The questions you want to ask, go ahead and drop it like it's hot.
For sure. We're going to start off in the NBA world. First three questions are in the NBA world. Number one, this person wants to know Bucks versus Celtics as of right now. Who are you taking 7-game series?
Celtics.
Pretty
simple. I mean, I'll be watching this game tonight. I know Cleveland kind of came back on it with that first half. The best against the spread team in the NBA this year is the Boston Celtics in the first half. I've been winning a lot of money on them in the first half only, and they did it again tonight, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
They always start well, and they're great at home, and they're probably going to be the number one seed. So in a 7-game series, I'm taking the Celtics. They're just playing great basketball. Porzingis has been absolutely great lately. And if he becomes that third head on that team, they're kind of almost unstoppable defensively, offensively. The way they can slow down pace, they can also keep up with pace. They play they play a good team game against your weaknesses, no matter what it is.
For sure.
And they're better this year than they were last year. So, Celtics.
Yeah, for sure.
I will, unfortunately, take the Celtics. That annoys me so much.
Yeah,
but
I feel you.
Yeah, but I mean, look, Doc Rivers is the coach on the other side. That's the only reason why.
Damn right.
Like, it's Celtics.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Raspy ass voice. Right?
Hey.
Sorry.
What?
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I 100% agree. I think the Celtics are just like the way more complete team. And Edward, we have a reel out on social media that we've had out since the beginning of the season that, we said that at the beginning of the season that the Drew Holiday fit with the Celtics, it's way better than, Dame with Giannis. I do think the Bucks would get a game just because they have Dame and Giannis.
Oh, yeah, they'd get a game or two. But
yeah, exactly.
But they wouldn't win 4 before the Celtics.
I mean, Drew Holiday is their 4th best player. You know what I mean? Like, as of right now, like Drew Holiday anywhere else is not the 4th best player on, pretty much any other team. So,
yeah.
I mean, they're just deep, man. And, the biggest thing that me and you said was Porzingis staying healthy. And, I mean, he's doing that and he's playing at a high level.
They're losing right now, but he's been on one tonight. Like,
yeah.
And that's what they needed. He's been the unicorn for the last couple of weeks, maybe the last month. And if he stays healthy, that team's going to be hard to beat. I'm glad they're not in the West.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Sure. Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, go meet him in the finals. Yeah,
that's right. Let's go.
Speaking of the West, number 2 we have is can the Minnesota Timberwolves make a legit playoff run this year?
No.
Nope.
Get out of here. I've been saying this. I said this on the Drew Show on New York 104 about 2 weeks ago, and I've been betting against the Timberwolves for the last couple of weeks. I've been winning.
Mm-hmm.
They're starting to stumble a little bit. They're starting to lose games that they should win, right? So, and now we got Oklahoma and the Nuggets right there, all tied for first place.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I don't think Minnesota will end up getting the 1 seed. They're a good young team. Oklahoma's better. Denver's better. The Clippers are better. But for some reason, the Clippers can't beat the Timberwolves. So I know I just put 8 sock. But is that even a saying? I don't even know. But it is now, thanks to Tuesday Night Rants. All those teams are better. And I just don't see them. I see them being like kind of like the Memphis Grizzlies were last year.
Yeah, for sure. Exciting, but can't get over the hump for sure.
Yeah.
How about you, Tyler?
And that really good start to the season. They're 23-8 at home. They're 20-11 on the road. I get it. They're winning games, but they're slowly starting to slip up on the games that they were winning early in the year, and they let Oklahoma and the Nuggets and the Clippers kind of catch them. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't want to sound biased here, but it's true. At some point, either Minnesota, OKC, or Sacramento, you're going to have to go through the Lakers and you're going to have to go through Denver. And I don't see either one of those dudes beating either LA.
You think those teams are afraid of the Lakers right now?
Okay, so I'll be honest. I was listening to Mason and Ireland on ESPN LA today, and they brought up some really good points. Is that the Lakers just right now, they already know they're getting to the playoffs. They're just kind of disinterested. And I get that. I saw that with...
They may have to play in a 1-game play-in game where if they lose, they're out.
That's
against the Warriors. If it
But that's what happened last year. They won the 1-game playoff, and they went all the way to the Western Conference Finals.
And the Warriors are playing great basketball lately.
Look, like I said, they'll turn it on when they need to, but who cares right now? I know that's the way LeBron is because he's older. Like, who cares? And I've seen this before because when I was in Houston, I saw it with the Astros too. They got swept by the A's, and everyone was freaking out because at the time the A's were the worst team in the division, and everybody's freaking out. But everyone in the media is like, they're just not interested right now, and they ended up going to the World Series and winning. It's like that's how it is. They're just not interested. That's all it is.
It's a Lakers fan mentality right there. Thomas, what do you think?
I will touch on that for a second. I do listen. I don't think they're afraid of us, but I will say that the Nuggets are the only team that I'm afraid of. To be honest with you, like the Lakers have beat the Oklahoma City Thunder twice this year. They have beat the Clippers, I think, 3 times this year.
Yeah,
and that was all right. You're done. All right, go.
They
Yeah,
beat the
they
Lakers
beat those
beat the
teams
Clippers 3-4. Yeah,
coming back
under
in
any
the fourth
circumstances,
quarter on all of them.
Is the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets we cannot beat, we can't touch. So, whether the Lakers go, whatever it is. But to answer the question, no, Minnesota Timberwolves are not deep enough. They're too young. They have a very bright future, in my opinion, if they do the right things, regarding the offseason and stuff like that. But this year, I'll take Oklahoma City. I will take the Clippers. I think Denver is still the top of the Western Conference, in my opinion, until proven wrong.
I think when it's all said and done, they'll be the number 1 seed.
Yeah. So Timberwolves. No, I don't think anyone's really afraid to go against Rudy Gobert and them boys. So.
Rudy Gobert has a history of playing like crap in the playoffs too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Remember how many times the Jazz
with
were the
Utah?
First...
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, for sure.
Also, the first one to get COVID in the NBA. He always have that.
I was waiting for. I knew someone was gonna bring that up. I was waiting for it.
I always forget about that. I will say.
Idiot.
I can't not forget about it because this dude's over here touching all the mics, and then
he was the one.
It's like, oh well, cool. Thanks for shutting down the league for 2.5 months.
He just knew playoffs were coming soon.
Yeah, he didn't want to go. He knew.
Elliot says, "Rest in peace, Sting. May he walk in fields of gold." He's not dead.
Right? Who?
He didn't
his
die.
wrestling
career is dead. But man.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, get your rest in peace and put it to Darby because that dude probably died.
Dude,
flying through that glass.
Open wound on his back, and they had to like. Yeah, it was crazy. Anyways, back to the. I just thought, did Sting just die? What happened?
Are we sure? Just to clarify, are we sure it's not the other Sting?
Oh yeah, did the other Sting die?
Yeah.
Wow. If he did, and this is my show title for tonight, we're gonna get some SEO help for sure, dude. If the other Sting did pass away.
Can confirm that Sting is very much alive for the moment.
Okay.
For the moment.
That would be sadly hilarious if that was the case. It's like, man, I'm getting all these SEO hits right now.
That's why the show's popping.
That's right. People love the Tuesday Night Rants, baby. Actually, after the show, I'm going to my buddy here in Fresno is actually running for election. So for city council. So I'm going to go meet up with him. A little watch party. Have some fun with him. Shout out. Vote, by the way. If you haven't voted, go vote. Vote.
Gotta vote.
All right. Next question before we go on a tangent. Y'all thought that Sting died for a second.
Number 3, honestly, it's going to be a quick one because we just talked about it. We go on rants. So,
okay.
Is it Denver's to lose in the Western Conference?
Oh, yeah.
I think, pretty simple. Yeah, we'll go right by that one. Number 4, let's head into the NFL world. Heavy team.
Nice.
A little bit better for you, too. You can really give some good insight. Do the Rams continue to be better after last season?
Oof.
I am going to say
I guess,
Spider-Man.
I'll also add, like, improve or, just not improve.
I'm going to say Spider-Man meme. I think they're going to be exactly the same type of team next year than they were this last year. They have, obviously, Kyron Williams is hot. You're going to have the 2-headed monster at receiver. Matthew Stafford probably on his last leg. 1 year before his arthritis kicks in. And the defense will only get better because they're young. Remember, they just got rid of a lot of their defensive players before last year. Whole new scheme there. And that defense actually played tremendously for having a bunch of no names on there. They went from the highest paid defense to the least in a year. And they played admirably. So I think they get better on defense, actually. And the offense will be about what it is, about the same. So I think they're, obviously, I think the 49ers are the team still to beat in the West. But I think I don't see the Rams not getting second and making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They finished 10-7 last year.
That's right. Where
I'm going to say they still finished second. However, it's either at 10-7 again, or it's at 9-8. So you are correct. The defense did do really well last year. Yeah, the defense did do really well last year. McVay is still there, obviously. They found an absolute gem in Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua is a man, dude.
Yeah, Kyron Williams is a great player.
Another gem. McVay is so good at that.
Yeah, he's so good at
finding
that.
these guys. He found Cooper Kupp too.
There is one key missing member. Oh, and without saying too, this all depends on if Stafford stays healthy. That is the big thing right there.
Yeah.
But there is one missing piece, and he is kind of a key piece to that defense, and that would be Raheem Morris, who is no longer there.
That is true.
Yeah, he is the head coach in Atlanta. And don't forget, he took I'm blanking on his name right now, but he took the Rams passing game coordinator as well. And he's the Falcons' new OC.
Yep,
yeah, so
100%.
Raheem picked a little bit that Rams coaching tree, and hey, if McVay wants him to do it, that's fine. But I'll say even or one game less. But
yeah, that's about
Seattle is in a bit of a rebuild because you just saw they cut Quandre Diggs and Jamal Adams. So there's that. Their offense is good. Still needs a little bit of work. Their defense.
Gino is still going to be number 1 next year.
Yeah, and I don't see the Cardinals being that much better. I mean, you're going to get a full season of Kyler Murray. Great.
Maybe Marvin Harrison Jr.
I mean, cool. That defense wasn't great last year. So, I mean,
the defense has not been good for years now. Cardinals have always been an offensive first heavy team.
I will say, as far as the Cardinals go, is that we all thought, I think they have Gannon, right? That's right. Because I always get the Eagles' former coordinators mixed up. No, they have Jonathan Gannon. And everybody saw his intro video to the team, and everybody clowned him for it. And that team played hard for him, so they respect him.
100%,
yeah. So I will give him that, but it's going to take a lot more than respect for a coach to win games. So I probably see the Cardinals still in last, Seattle probably third, and then the other Rams second. It probably stays the same the way it was.
Better Thomas, where you on the Rams? You agree? Disagree?
I agree. Heavy T actually, the point that he brought up about the coaching, he completely took the words out of my mouth. I think that's absolutely huge. McVay is an offensive genius, and he's a great coach. Don't get me wrong, but when you lose a defensive and offensive coordinator, that's huge. I mean, that is absolutely huge.
He loses coordinators every year.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I think
Brandon Staley left and went to the Chargers. Raheem Morris, and there was one in between that left too. So he's used to losing coordinators and finding good ones to replace him.
I think the offensive end, I'm not worried that much, but the defensive end, I'm definitely more worried because that McVay doesn't take over the defense, and I think he played a very big part in what the Rams young people were doing last year. I see the Rams, to answer the question, I see them being around the same, but I actually do see them. I think they reached a ceiling this year that I don't think they're going to reach again until they find a new quarterback. I think Matthew Stafford comes back next year, and I don't see Stafford being the same. I see an injury or something like that. And I love Matthew Stafford, so I hope this doesn't happen. But I think the Rams, they were a horrible team at the beginning of the season, and they kind of hit this stride, and they were going on this, magical run, and they were close with the Lions when they played them. But I think that was more of a Stafford revenge game, type thing. I don't see the Rams being dominant, and especially while the, Niners were in their division. I don't know. But I will say also, too, regarding that division, though, I could see the Cardinals finishing above the Seahawks. I really could. If Kyler Murray's fully healthy, if Marvin Harrison's good, I mean, they, like Tyler said, they play hard. And the Seahawks are in this, weird mode, no Pete Carroll now.
That's kind of scary, right? It's kind of a weird...
Yeah, I don't know. So 3-4, it definitely could change. But I think 1-2 is especially 1. 1 is very solidified.
Yeah, solid.
So real quick, I was curious because I didn't even know who the Rams had hired as defensive coordinator. It's actually Don Shula's grandson. Did not know that.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah. So apparently his name is give me 1 second. What I put? Chris Shula, Don Shula's grandkid. He's been with the Rams since 2017. It was recently their linebackers coach, and he was a college teammate of McVay's at Miami, Ohio. So okay.
Shout out Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger, all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, McVay's usually pretty good when it comes to his, picking his own guys. But I mean, Raheem Morris is Raheem Morris. He's not the best head coach, at least from his first stint. But that dude is a hell of a coordinator. So that's
a coordinator, not
loss.
A good record as a head coach. That is for sure.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember where he was before.
Buccaneers.
It was the Bucks, right? That's right. Okay.
He was their head coach.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that Bucks team wasn't. I think they still had Josh Freeman or something. Like that team wasn't great. So
they were not great. they were terrible. Great uniforms, though. That was the year that they got the new uniforms.
God, with like the digitized numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, those are horrible. Like, yeah, those are so bad.
Shout out to Rahim. So we got one more question.
The last question, we're going to UFC. I told you we had a UFC question, so I saved the best for last. They just want to know, and like Shigashan versus Chito Vera. What's our predictions? How many rounds? Any bets that you like?
All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna sit this one out because I know nothing. So you guys go.
Well, good. Now this is a number 2 fight. They have fought, I think, in 2021. It is the only loss for O'Malley was to Vera, and however, kind of an asterisk there. Because if I remember that fight, his leg was hurt or his knee,
and he was
wobbling and he went to the ground and then he got one big elbow from Vera. And I think the ref stopped it really premature too, if I don't remember.
Sean couldn't even walk.
Yeah. So this is a good matchup, I think, for a good revenge. It shouldn't be a pay-per-view event because I think O'Malley now, he's had the belt. He's had his champion pedigree. He's training harder. He's training better. He's smarter. He's not talking as much crap. He's not as arrogant. He's actually owning the championship mentality of being a champion in the UFC, which is scary, by the way, with his hands and his kicks. Because I think he was beating up on leg kicks. Both guys have very long legs, very good at leg kicks. But he was kind of beating Vera up a little bit with the leg kick until he hurt himself. I don't think this goes past 2 rounds. I think O'Malley's going to take it in the first 2 rounds, and that's my prediction. It's minus 220 right now for O'Malley, up straight up, but you could probably get a knockout or minus 2.5 round bet there for a little, minus or plus 100 or something like that. I would definitely take that.
Yeah, no, I just want to touch on that under, man. I'm looking at it right now, and under 2.5 plus 170, under 1.5 plus 280.
I would sprinkle on. I would
both.
Take both.
I would take both. I'd sprinkle on both those. I mean, under 3.5 is plus 120. I would hit all 3. You know what I mean? Like these could be wrong. These were earlier in the day projections, but I mean, if those are what it is, then I would hammer that. I would hammer every single one of those.
Yeah, definitely. And by the way, Vera, he's gone to decision, I think, in 2 of his last 3. He did lose 2 fights ago, and he's the number 5 challenger in the bantamweight division.
Such a horrible
the only reason he's fighting this fight is for revenge for O'Malley, and it's gonna happen. It's Vera's not even that great. I'm not gonna lie, he's not. And the only reason he has this fight is because of that win of the injury to Sugar that gave him the opportunity to get that elbow in. I think this is a bloodbath.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely no brainer. I think that I think to add on to what you were saying, the reason that he has this fight as well, he is the UFC's golden boy. They love him. Dana White loves him. He loves everything that he puts on, the Nelk boys and everything with that the sponsorships. He's huge. And this fight right here sets up the next title fight, and it's an easy dub for him, 299, big event. But my thing, coming to this under 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, whatever it is, if Chito Vera wins, it's going to be by a knockout or something like that. I don't think it goes to decision. And if Sean wins, I think it's a knockout. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, regardless of which way it goes, I do think it's under 3.5, 2.5, and possibly 1.5 rounds, 100%. Like, I mean, I don't know if these are wrong, man, but I'm very surprised that
I'm looking at them right now. I'm taking those, and kind of the reason for that too is I think because Vera is very well known for going the distance in his career.
For sure.
But not O'Malley, not O'Malley at all. So
I mean, what Sean gets in there to do, man. Like, he's not a wrestler. He's not going to sit and mess around with you. He wants to knock you out.
What does he?
So.
He's 17-1. Obviously, the one loss to Vera, 3 years ago. Wins by knockout, 12 of those 17, and 9 of 17 are first round finishes.
Yeah, I can't believe this. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely sprinkle. I think absolutely, higher your unit size on the under 3.5. I think that's insane. You want to go higher unit there, but the 2.5 and the 1.5, I mean, sprinkle 100% on those for sure. If anybody is watching this, man.
I'm salt baying that bitch, baby. Yeah, I am I'm both hands salt baying. I'm doing this. I am sprinkling all day. that is this Saturday night. We'll get some DFS action in as well for that fight. A lot of big names from 5 years ago on this fight.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Kevin Holland again is like, can we just get enough of Kevin Holland? Yeah. He's great. He's
actually really quick. Do you have a second if I ask you real quick?
Yeah.
Kevin Holland against Michael Page.
Every team's shopping for a Charger, so
it's true. Yes, I am.
Do you have any read on that? But Kevin Holland and Michael Page.
There's no. I was looking earlier, and they took off the betting odds. I don't know why. Okay. So that kind of scares me. Maybe the fight's not going to happen. But I haven't read anything about it. Obviously,
if they fight, dude, it should be a really good fight.
Yeah,
I don't know who to take, to be honest with you.
Well, Kevin Holland's 25-10. He tends to get a little wild in his fights, which makes it fun. He's coming off a loss. Michael Page is 21-2 in his career.
He is good.
Obviously, Holland has the reach. He has the reach on everybody he fights. He has a really long reach for the welterweight division. So I kind of think Holland's going to kind of go crazy. He has a 56% KO rate to 62 for Michael Page, which if the wildness for Holland and he gets caught, he could go down. So check this out. The average fight time for Michael Page in his career is 2 minutes and 13 seconds.
So crazy, man. His left hand is so deadly.
And his knockdown average is 3.4 per 15 minutes. So I think I don't know why the odds are gone. Maybe there's they're still trying to figure this out, but I'd probably go Page here. Kevin Holland's going to try to pursue all of his energy early, try to attack, do his weird spinning back fist things, and he's just going to take one, and it's going to be game over. It'll be exciting, but I do like Page in that one. Yeah, and by the way, I do want to give a shout out to O'Malley because when he first was coming, man, this guy's a clown. We don't need another.
Yeah, no, me too. 100%.
McGregor, and then Patty Pimblett said, "Hold my beer," and now actually the way Sean O'Malley's acted since he got the belt, it has been very much respected from me, and I know some of the people who have said the same thing. So, shout out to him, and I hope he wins.
This is actually probably the first fight, to be honest with you, where I am fully going into it saying Sugar Sean is going to win. I'm not. I mean, obviously he's had other crappy fights, but Aljamain Sterling, I was completely on Sterling because of the wrestling factor, stuff like that.
I was too, but what did Sugar do? He wrestled.
Yeah, bam, right there.
He wrestled too. I was like, what is going on here?
His defense was very good.
Yeah, I was like, this is fantastic. So I love it. It's gonna be a fun weekend, and then we have to wait a month and a half or whatever until 300, but it'll be fun. All right, my friend, tell me where to find you, where they can ask questions, and we'll send you on your merry way so Heavy T and I can bitch about the Browns for the next 10 minutes.
Better Thomas on every social media platform. Send your questions to any social media platform, but preferably Instagram. That's the ones where I usually get the most questions on. Send away like we do, like you saw tonight, football, basketball, baseball, UFC, whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about. So
anything. If you want to talk about AEW wrestling now, we'll do it. WWE, you want to talk about pickleball, that's where I draw the line.
So
no pickleball questions.
Real quick before you go, you should both know that while we were talking during this glorious time, it was great. While we were talking, Boston was up 93-71 with 8:55 left in the fourth quarter, and Cleveland has won the game 105-104.
And Evan Mobley had a bad ankle injury and had to go to the locker room and did not return as well. So.
And on top of that, I guess
breaking news, people.
It's controversial because Jaylen Brown did go up for a game-winning shot. Looks like he was fouled. They reviewed it. They called it off. Cleveland wins. So
was the game in Cleveland?
Yeah, yes, it was.
Then that's why. That's the NBA in a nutshell for you, everybody. My fellow.
Well, Cleveland, have this victory, Cleveland, because we're about to rip your heart out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Great segue there.
Great segue.
All right, Thomas, my friend. We'll see you next Monday night on a normally scheduled programming here on Monday Night Rants. Until then, enjoy your week. I'm sure we'll text betting stuff. And if you have any picks for UFC, we'll put them on MondayNightRants.com, man. Send them my way. We'll get you on there.
All right. Later, you guys.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your night. Go vote.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you can vote still. The polls might be closed.
They close at 8 here in California.
Okay, there you go.
In an hour. You could have voted on your way to get your charger.
Not.
All right, we're running.
I don't want to talk about that. That still infuriates me. I'm sorry.
We're running past time, and I have to go to an election party. So let's.
We'll make this a very quick review. because like I said, I highly encourage that you guys read this. Yes, I know I am gassing myself up a little bit, but
yeah, it looks better.
It's great. And if you need the link for it, it is on all my social media. I have it on my Instagram and my Twitter, where you can find me at Heavy T on Air. And I have it on my Facebook, which you can just find as Tyler Soto.
Or just go to MondayNightRants.com. It's the first.
Or you can do that too. So dumb. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, no, you can go on MondayNightRants.com too and check it out there. It's a great blog. Look, the three things that I feel why the Browns have been bad: terrible coaching decisions, worse quarterback play, and even worse drafting decisions. I mean, a small preview of what is in the blog. Johnny Manziel. I don't know if you guys knew this. Obviously, we saw the Johnny Manziel documentary that came out on Netflix.
We do now know that he is a cokehead.
Yeah, that's.
Oh wait, we don't now know. We've always known that. What am I talking about?
We've always figured. Anyways, so everybody knows that the Browns drafted him, and it came out that the team issued tablet that he was given to watch game film. The Browns can check the usage on the tablet. That thing was at 0, just straight up 0 minutes, 0 hours. Never turned it on once while he was with the team. On top of that, here is something that maybe you guys didn't know. Did you know that the Browns drafted Johnny Manziel because a homeless guy told the owner to do it?
Wait, what?
That is 100% not a joke.
Explain.
A homeless guy, the night before the draft, I believe, looked at I'm trying to remember the owner's name. I think it might be Jimmy Haslam. Looked at the owner and said, "Draft Manziel." And the owner just went ahead and did it because the homeless guy said to.
Hey,
this is the owner of your franchise.
What's that movie where the homeless guy was actually like a prophet or something? Remember that movie? What was that one?
Wasn't a very good prophet.
Yeah, no, not that homeless guy, but there was a movie where the homeless guy was actually a prophet, and it's never mind.
The fact that Hollywood goes out and makes a movie about the NFL draft called Draft Day.
Shout out Kevin Costner.
Great movie. Goat of the sports movie industry. Great movie. The fact that they go out and make this movie basically proves to you, because the movie is based on the Browns. Fictionally.
It is. Yeah. Having a good draft day.
Yeah, having a good draft day.
But in reality,
that tells you
how many good draft days
will never happen in real life. Now, I will give the Browns credit. In 2017, I believe it was, they draft Myles Garrett. Great pick.
Yes.
He's still there. One of the best defenders in the league.
The best.
And David Njoku, who has been a pretty solid tight end for them. They had a good draft. Those are the only two good picks.
The best burn victim in the NFL, baby.
That draft and those two picks do not make up for the amount of slop and the absolute shit that the Browns have drafted since 2000. They have drafted 28 players.
Okay.
28 players.
Mm-hmm.
Not including the 2 that are still on their rookie contract. Only 4 of those 28 have stayed with the team past their rookie contract. 4 of the 28. I don't know what percentage that is because math is hard. But that is so sad.
4
Myles
of 28
Garrett and David, and 2 of them were in one draft. 2 of them were in 2017. Myles Garrett, David Njoku. The other 2, offensive linemen. Joe Thomas, now a Hall of Famer, much deserved.
Yep.
Alex Mack, great center for the Niners, the Falcons, and the Browns. He was solid. He's played, I think, the first 6 seasons with the Browns. The fact that only 4 of 28 made it past their rookie contract, and 2 of those dudes are offensive linemen? Nothing against offensive linemen. No disrespect. No skill position, dude, made it past their rookie contract with the team.
Yeah, this is crazy.
This century.
Who the hell is Barkevious Mingo?
Barkevious Mingo. He was an okay linebacker, but the reason why I mentioned him is very specifically so I could say, I'm not going to tell you what he's up to these days. You can look it up yourself. You know what? Not good. I'm going to give you a heads up. It involves kids. We're just going to leave it at that. It's not good.
So here's some of the names here. Tim Couch.
Known for 2 Hail Marys in his career.
Courtney Brown.
17 career sacks. As the number 1 pick, 17 career sacks.
Kelvin Winslow the second.
Crashed his motorcycle, missed the season. His dad was immensely better.
Braylon Edwards.
Shout out to Braylon Edwards. I did mention this in the blog. He actually did save the life of an 80-year-old man yesterday. Apparently, he was at the gym. Somebody was jumping this 80-year-old man, and he knocked the dude off, saved the guy's life. Props to him. Still a bust.
Shout out Braylon Edwards. Shout out Planet Fitness. Trent Richardson.
Trent Richardson. If you go to the blog, you will see 2 pictures of Trent Richardson posted in there. This dude could have had actual elephants blocking for him, and he could not find a running lane. He was so bad.
I said I wasn't going to share my screen for viral status here, but I'm going to go ahead and share this.
You actually have to show this. It's so bad. Look at these running lanes.
This is Trent Richardson.
This is horrendous.
Look at
like I said, couldn't find a running lane even if his blockers were 5 18-wheelers. There is a gaping hole.
Going? Where is he going right here?
There is a gaping hole that I could drive a Toyota Tacoma through.
Where is he going?
And this man is choosing to run behind his lineman.
What? Where is he going?
And the absolute insanity of this is that these 2 pictures happened in the same season. And somehow the Colts called up the Browns and said, I want that guy.
That's my guy.
The Browns fleeced Indianapolis for a first-round pick for Trent Richardson, who was a bust. That first-round pick used on a guy who a homeless man told the owner to draft. That first-round pick turned into Johnny Manziel. That is the franchise.
Johnny Football. Yep. And
this franchise is a disgrace.
This is an updated version of the famous jersey here.
Yes, and this jersey,
the quarterback names.
This jersey proves how much of a disgrace the Browns are. Because if you look right under Brissett, you see a patch there. And if you know your football well enough, there is one name very obviously missing from this jersey. That name is covered by this patch. This patch is the Survivors Abuse Unity flag, I believe is what it is. That is covering up a certain individual's name, who I will not mention. He does wear the number, I think he's still number 4 in Cleveland. But he wore the number 4 in Houston. And I will point out, I was working as a sports radio producer in Houston during the time of this man's downfall. He is an absolute scumbag. No remorse whatsoever. And the Browns decided to fully guarantee this man's contract.
If you don't know who we're talking about, if you've seen Sherlock Holmes or read any Sherlock Holmes books, just look for his assistant and you'll get the name that we're talking about.
His assistant's name starts with a W and ends in son. You can figure it out from there.
Yes. If you go to any massage parlor in the Texas, Houston area and look up the VIP list, he would be named number 1.
It's not good, man. And like,
no.
part of the if you scroll up a little bit, part of the quarterback. So I broke down all the quarterbacks into tiers. Tier 4 is an absolute great tier. Who the hell are these people? Spurgeon Wynn, Luke McCown, Bruce Gronkowski, Thad Lewis, who sounds like he came from Blue Mountain State.
I remember Thad Lewis. I think he played for the Bills too.
Connor Shaw, Austin Davis, Kevin Hovind, and Jeff Driscoll. The only reason I know who Jeff Driscoll is because this guy was the 3rd stringer for the Texans while I was in Houston. That is the only reason I know this man's name.
Oh,
who are those people?
The journeymen and backups are fantastic too. This is an absolute read. A lot of fun. The draft bust. Brandon Weeden, a 28-year-old rookie. What a wow.
If you look real quick at the journeymen and backups, there are 2 dudes in there who went to a Super Bowl, and there is 2 more in there, 3 more, who had very successful careers.
Those 2 Super Bowl winners would be Jake.
Not even winners, because Jake Delhomme did not win.
He and Trent Dilfer. That was a great game, though. That Carolina.
It was. He had a great game, but he didn't win. But Jeff Garcia, Tyrod Taylor, and Case Keenum all had great years, especially Garcia. People forget that in San Francisco, Garcia wasn't up to Steve Young, but he was very good.
It's true.
And people forget that Garcia took the Bucks and the Eagles after Cleveland to playoff appearances.
Mm-hmm. Jeff
Garcia, Tyrod Taylor, who usually been a backup, but he did help the Bills get to that one playoff to end that drought. And Case Keenum, who got to an NFC championship game.
Yeah.
Because he had a great year as Minnesota's quarterback.
Shout out to Stephon Diggs.
All those dudes play for the Browns, and the Browns got nothing. Nothing out.
That is an incredible feat to say the least. This jersey, like that has to be a record. Obviously, it is the record, right? For most
38.
That's insane.
38 starting quarterbacks.
Where they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just this last year.
On top of that, 10 different head coaches in 25 years. One every 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And you look at the names on this list. They're not great.
You got Butch Davis, Romeo Crennel, Eric Mangini, Pat Schumer, Rob Chudzinski, Mike Patine, Hugh Jackson, and Freddie Kitchens. Yeah,
and then, of course, the current coach, Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah. So yeah, man. This is. I think it's a worse franchise than the Bears. I think this is worse than the Bears. I think this is worse.
I think they're pretty on par with each other, but at least the Bears have been to an NFC Championship game.
True.
At least the Bears got consistent quarterback play. Not being all, it wasn't always good consistent, but it was consistent at least with Jay Cutler for about a solid 6 years. The Browns haven't had nothing.
Nothing.
And the fact that Baker Mayfield took this Browns team to the playoffs.
True.
They were this close to beating Kansas City in Kansas City and getting to that NFC Championship game. AFC Championship game, I'm sorry.
Yep.
They were that close. He has one down here. And the Browns say, we're going to let you go. And 2 years later, this man takes the Bucks to the playoffs. And on top of that, beats the defending champions. And the Browns get to the playoffs by Joe Flacco giving them an absolute miracle, and they get shellacked in Houston while having the rights to Houston's former quarterback. And on top of that, Will Anderson, who was the Browns' first-round pick that they traded, is Rookie of the Year, and his defense whooped your ass. In that AFC playoff game. That is the most fitting thing I could say about the Browns. The Browns are awful. Awful team all the way around.
If you want to read the article, my voice is, I want to read the article. What's going on with me? Like, you have me all riled up. If you want to read the article.
It's funny because I shouldn't be mad because this isn't my team. But when I see teams that are so infuriatingly awful, it gets to me. Because
I can tell.
There are just some decisions that are just common sense. Don't do that. And these teams who we pay millions to every year go out and do the exact opposite. I don't know.
At loss for words, Heavy T over here.
It's going to get much worse, okay? And I say that because, like I said, this is a weekly blog. We're diving into one team a week.
Yes.
And I could say right now that teams that I just know I'm going to go off of. The White Sox are going to be in there. Fun fact about the White Sox, they have one championship this century, 2005.
Shout out to Robin Ventura.
Want to know something else about them? They've won 3 playoff series this century. It was all in 2005. They have not won a playoff series anywhere else besides 2005. It was one magical run. That team
stadium too
is a disaster. The Raiders will be on that list.
Woo!
Because they are a disaster.
That's going to be a
barn burner. Okay.
Everyone knows I love the Raiders here. Everyone knows how much I love the Raiders.
Do more research because I just don't know enough about hockey, but it will come out. The Buffalo Sabres haven't made the playoffs, I think, in 11 straight years.
What is a saber? Is that a sword?
Yes, it is a sword.
So it's a buffalo holding a sword. It's like their logo.
Well, they're in Buffalo, so
yeah.
Not the point. They haven't made the playoffs for like 11 straight years.
Who names their hockey team after a sword?
I will be hammering in on. And while we're on hockey, oh yeah, Toronto, you're on that list too.
Ooh, they were one of the best teams of all time in the 60s.
They were.
70s.
You want to know when that was? Before my dad was alive. Okay, that's how long ago that was.
Okay,
They've made it past the second round of the playoffs once this century.
Once, yep.
And
they're wasting a generational talent right now too.
They are, and they have John Tavares, who's a great player too.
Shout out.
But hey, let's get to basketball. The Knicks and the Nets, both Brooklyn teams, or both New York teams, I should say, disasters. Never forget that the Nets mortgaged their future for an old-ass Paul Pierce and an old-ass Kevin Garnett.
Yep.
And 10 years later, they did the same thing by trading for a fat-ass James Harden. Mortgaged their entire future twice in the same century. And the Knicks have James Dolan. So there's that. And then we're going to round it off. And these are just some ideas. Trust me, there will be more added. But we're going to round it off with the one I know you'll all be waiting for because you guys know I love this team. The goddamn Los Angeles Angels will be on that list.
Yes. The one we all want to read. That is
one that is going to... I might knock that thing out in 10 minutes. And it's just...
That may be a novel that you could release and do a book signing.
It will be 4 pages long, and one page will have the letter F, one will have the letter U, and you can figure out what the other 2 pages are.
And then exclamation point, baby.
Fun! Yeah, and then the exclamation point. Like no team, no fan base should have to go through this. But they do, because we're so connected to these fan bases, but these owners, my God, dude.
Heavy T, that's why you're out here doing the Lord's work with your inept franchise series. This week, the Cleveland Browns. Go to MondayNightRants.com. Check it out. A series of inept franchises, the Cleveland Browns. Also, way there if you haven't read the Miami Marlins ones, which is great, and the Chicago Bears. Go ahead and read those.
All 3 are really good. All 3 are great.
They're great, man. I'm proud of you, dude. You're doing a really good job with it. Like they're laugh out loud funny.
That's the thing too. I try to add some humor into it, which is pretty fun. But and then I won't say what it is yet, but we do have, or I do at least, have the idea for another blog series in the works. It's all about letting this one get out there a little bit more, and then maybe sometime more in the spring or summer we will get to that second one. But it's going to be good, and I will announce that one soon enough.
It's going to be a doozy.
In the words of me and my homies at work, it's going to be a movie, Scorsese level movie.
You know it. All right, we went late again. My wife's mad at me. I'm supposed to be at this.
Yeah, you got to go, dude. Get out of here. Get us out of here.
But I had to hear what you had to say about the Browns. Everybody wanted to hear what you had to say about the Browns.
Make sure you get on the mic if your buddy wins. Make sure you get on the mic and say, check out this Browns blog.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to let Yard House know. I'm going to let all of Yard House know.
All right, there you go.
That the inept franchise series is live, baby. The Browns. Why the Browns sucks. And their name is the Browns. Like, it just makes it worse. Well, check it out, MondayNightRants.com. Heavy T, thank you for joining me from your parents' bedroom tonight.
Yeah. We'll be on my own laptop in my own bedroom next week. Don't worry.
We will be back at normal scheduled time next week on Monday, 6:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Remember, if you are in the Fresno area or California area, to check me out this Friday on The Drew Show, 104.1 Talking Sports. Another good week of my betting. I believe I'm 4 8-2 over the last 3 weeks with my betting picks. So knocking it out of the park over there. Check out the app. Check out Tyler Heavy T Soto at Heavy T on air on that Instagram, and on Twitter/X and at TikTok. You have a TikTok?
I do, but I do not use it. I trust me. I've been meaning to get some videos on there, and hey, who knows? This might be the first one. Who knows?
Yeah, we're gonna make a video out of this, a short as well, promoting the Inept franchise series for the Cleveland Browns. We'll have that up this week. Go out and vote if you haven't already. From myself, from Heavy T, Thomas Stevens, I am losing my voice, people. We'll see you next week. Enjoy your week. Watch AEW. It's great. We'll miss you, Sting. We love you. And as always, before we go, shout out Dodge McGowan.